Check 1 2. 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 Testing live stream. We are going on battery power 4, 30 minutes and 27 seconds. This whole unit is nothing but a table and a battery and a streaming rack. No plugs whatsoever. We've got the lav hooked up. We also have a handheld that we can put on a microphone stand for your musicians so that we get that into the live stream. I'm about to test. Hang on. That camera is super flat. Let me adjust the colors. That is a little more natural. That looks a little better. That is a little more natural. That looks a little better. Okay. Go ahead and get this slideshow downloaded. Okay. Go ahead and get this slideshow downloaded. Okie doke, we are almost completely ready to go here. All right. Almost completely ready to go here. view of part of my living room here. Let's see. View of part of my living room here. Let's see. Part of my living room here. I'm breathing in the microphone. I'm breathing in the microphone. Okay, we've got your loop rolling. About to put it up. Okay, we've got your loop rolling. About to put it up. Display preferences, gather windows. Display preferences, gather windows. Oh, I'm having an issue with this adapter. There we go. There we go. Now we got the slideshow rolling. Some of these HDMI protocols don't work well with video switchers if they're not rated for HDMI 2.1 or 2.0. And one of my adapters is not. But this one is, and we are good to go. We're streaming at 8 gigs up over a Verizon USB hotspot with the live view, and it's also using data from my cell phone. So we've got 2 backed up streams getting about 7.5, almost 8 gigs up. We're streaming at 8 gigs up over. And at this point, a Verizon USB hotspot with the live view, and it's also using data from my cell phone. So we've got 2 backed up streams getting about 7.5, almost 8 gigs up. And at this point, we've been streaming for about 17 minutes at this point. And we're coming up on 41 minutes of uptime. Here is the rig. 17 minutes at this point. And we're coming up on 41 minutes of uptime. And let me specify by uptime, I mean 41 minutes of powered up time with this whole completely wireless solution. Meaning the only wire is attached to the camera. We also have a wireless of one of those for a third camera. Audio sounds good. It's nice, clear, and loud. We're going to switch back over to our live camera here. We also have a wireless of one of those for a third camera. Audio sounds good. Delays nice, probably loud. I don't know, 60 seconds. We'll switch back over to our live camera here. Probably. I'm going to grab a photo of this whole rig. 60 seconds. So we are completely wireless. Everything is solid. I'm going to grab a photo of this whole rig. Completely wireless. Everything is solid. All right, man. Well, this is awesome. We've 45 minutes of battery powered time, and my Jackery Explorer 1000 is only down to 93%, and that's running this entire streaming rig. 2 wireless microphones, audio mixer, antenna combiner, video switcher, live view solo, and a wireless HDMI adapter. Only down to 93%. And that's running this entire streaming rig. 2 wireless microphones, audio mixer, antenna combiner, video switcher, live view solo, and a wireless HDMI adapter. 93%. And that's running this entire streaming rig. 2 wireless microphones, audio mixer, antenna combiner, video switcher, live view solo, and a wireless HDMI adapter. 93%. Just checking URLs here, making sure everything's forwarding properly. I don't know if you knew this, but audreyandjoseph.com forwards directly to the live streamed link. Just checking URLs here, making sure everything's forwarding properly. I don't know if you knew this, but audreyandjoseph.com forwards directly to the live streamed link. Just checking URLs here, making sure everything's forwarding properly. I don't know if you knew this, but audreyandjoseph.com forwards directly to the live streamed link. Right there it is. So everything is working 100% at this point. I'll flip back over to the slideshow. About a 60-second plus delay. We have it set to a pretty long delay just to keep the connection a little more solid with the live view settings. Flip back over to the slideshow. About a 60-second plus delay. We have it set to a pretty long delay just to keep the connection a little more solid with the live view settings. Streaming live for 23 minutes. Streaming live for 23 minutes. Audio is nice and solid. Everything's good and loud. I will take down the test streamed video on your URL later tonight. That way, if you make your way over here and want to take a look at it, you're welcome to. Audio is nice and solid. Everything's good and loud. I will take down the test. It's about lunchtime here at 1:45. Later tonight. That way, if you make your way over here and want to take a look at it, you're welcome to. We are in good shape. Delay is about 35, 40 seconds. We are in good shape. Delay is about 35, 40 seconds. I'm going to flip back over to camera feed. All is well with the world. Flip back over to camera feed. You know, being an audio guy, that was one of my big priorities. Like this antenna combiner and the paddle antenna on top of the streaming rig really does make a difference. We've got, 300 feet of solid audio, and really does make a difference. We've got 300 feet of solid audio, and the cool thing about this mixer that we have is we have 6 inputs. The first 2 are our wireless mics, which we can do 2 lavs or 1 lav and a handheld. Usually set the handheld up in front of ceremony musicians if you have that, which I think you do. I got with Felicia earlier this week. She got the finalized schedule down. Everything looks great. But the first 2 inputs are wireless, so we can mix and match those how we want. And then we also have 4 line inputs as well. So one of those we keep phantom power turned on, and we keep a shotgun mic in our kit. And so if everything went to hell, we can whip out a shotgun, run a cable somewhere, and grab audio. We also have another XLR input that we can pull from speaker, DJ, that sort of thing. If there's that, we can grab audio from there as well. Just plug it straight in XLR. We also have a couple of RCA inputs on the back so that we can pull in RCA lines if we run into a DJ with an older setup that doesn't have XLR access. Everything with Bo and Felicia Graff is great. They use Bo stuff. It sounds awesome. They have XLR inputs and outputs. So if we do pull a feed from anything they have, we'll be able to do that. The other cool thing about this is it's all in one rack. And we literally take the rack out, throw the battery bank underneath it, plug it up, and it's good to go. The live view has a web interface that you use to set up your stream key for the actual live stream that's scheduled on the URL for your web page. We can tell that stream in YouTube to automatically start when it receives signal, or we can schedule it to start at a certain time. And so basically what we've done is we've scheduled it to start 30 minutes before your ceremony. So literally, we don't even have to pull out a computer. We can just set everything up, get the live view connected to the internet via mobile or whatever we have access to. It allows us to connect up to 3 connections at one time and bridge them so that we get more solid bandwidth. You can bridge Wi-Fi up to 2 USB modems. We only have 1 attached. And then it also has an Ethernet input as well. And so basically once that gets connected to the internet, there's a go button, and when you push go, it automatically streams to the stream key and the URLs that we set in the web interface prior to your wedding day. And so I've changed that for the test, and as soon as we're done, I'll change it back, and as soon as we hit go, it will automatically send to YouTube, which will automatically trigger YouTube to go live at the scheduled time. So that's how we can get away with not having any computer or internet access for a laptop on the day of your wedding. We can have it all set up prior, and as soon as we hit go on the live view, everything works. YouTube also has an auto stop feature, so once it stops receiving data from the streaming service, it will kill the live feed. And so we literally just push go, walk away, make sure the audio stays solid the whole time. The switcher has 4 inputs, and we'll do a wide shot, a tight shot, We'll also put a wireless HDMI adapter on my camera, and we'll switch to the walking down the aisle feed as Audrey's walking down the aisle, so that we have that as a part of your live stream as well. And then we can switch right back to the tight and the wide shots. Super, super compact setup. It has been really, really easy. I'm glad we spent the time and the money to build this rig out the way that it is. We did it a couple times without a rig built, and it was a nightmare just from a cabling and setup perspective. And this has made things super simple. You literally take the case off, plop the antenna up, set some tripods beside it with 2 cameras, plug in those 2 cameras with a couple of HDMI cables, and it is good to go. This has made things super simple. You literally take the case off, plop the antenna up. In case you care, I'm using the Sennheiser antenna distribution system along with an RF venue paddle antenna. And what's cool about the RF venue paddle antennas is that it's one antenna for the 2 A and B antenna inputs that are on the Sennheiser units. So it's one paddle with 2 quarter wave antennas that come out of it, and so it's literally one antenna that you just connect 2 cables to, and you get the same results that you would with 2 separate paddle antennas. The advantage of this setup is the antennas don't have to be quite as far away as they need to get optimal performance. A typical paddle antenna, you're going to want 3 to 6 feet away from each other, just so the coupling is good. But this particular antenna, you don't have to do that. So it's a more compact setup, and we've actually got it to where the antenna bracket and the antenna fit inside the lids of this case, and I believe it's an 8U case. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's an 8U case that everything fits in just fine with a power conditioner, and then we've built a patch panel on the back with all the connections, so it's literally plug and play. We don't have to reach in the back of the case and do anything like that. Oh, my camera battery died. We're still streaming. Let me switch back over to the slideshow while I go change out a battery in the camera. We haven't charged these yet. I do those before I go to bed, day before a wedding, just so everything's nice and fresh. Plugging in a new battery here, which will get us another hour or so of on time. Before wedding, just so everything's nice and fresh. Okay, we should be back up and running here. Plugging in a new battery here, which will give us another hour or so of on time. Okay, let me focus the camera up here. We should be back up and running here. And we'll switch back over. Camera feed is back up. We are all good to go. And just, again, if you need the info, it's wheelwrightfilms.com/Audrey and Joseph. Also, audreyandjoseph.com forwards directly to the URL for the live stream. I know you built a page with the links for your guests to click on, so you're all good there. But we are, I think we're 100% to go here. Now that's the other thing too, is the live view stays connected. It does a good job of letting the buffer catch up, and so that delay actually goes down over time. But initially, when you get started, I like to hover around 30 to 45 seconds. We can do a slower latency, a faster latency, but it comes at the price of the solidity of the connection. So with that larger buffer, it actually allows the live view to have a better connection to the internet. Okay, so here we are. Final update here before I go get some lunch. We have been powered on wirelessly. Well, I say wirelessly. We've got the streaming unit plugged into the Jackery Explorer 1000. It's a 1,000 watt-hour lithium battery bank that is solar chargeable as well. So it's my backup for the TV and such whenever we lose power at the house and the internet. It also works for this rig. We're going on an hour and 2 minutes of powered time, and the Jackery is only down to 91%. So this thing's great. We will have no power issues. Even if we have no power, we are good to go. Stream has stayed solid at around 7.5 gigabits a second up. Right now it's at 7.2. So we've got a super solid connection. So we are all ready to go for tomorrow. When we get there, we have plenty of time. Your ceremony's a little later in the day, so we'll have plenty of time to determine best course of action as far as miking instrumentation for your ceremony. We'll probably put, typically, we'll do a live on the officiant. We'll actually probably do a couple, unless you have a speaker that Bo and Felicia are bringing for their ceremony, in which case we might just run a cable into out of their setup into our setup. We'll just have to see. I want to feel good about the quality of the audio, so we may end up putting 3 microphones on them. Bose for the speaker system in your ceremony venue, 1 microphone for our live stream on the officiant, and then 1 of our recorders. And we can keep them pretty tight and tucked in so that it's comfortable for your officiant, but I want to make sure we have solid audio of that. So that will probably be what we do, depending on what setup you have, but we'll determine that tomorrow. And if I feel good about Bo's solution with wireless, if they've got a wireless microphone, then we'll just patch into his stuff. But more than likely, I just will double everything up just to guarantee that we've got super solid audio for not only your live stream, but also for our recordings as well of your actual ceremony. So the live stream will stream and record in 1080p, but all of our camera systems will record everything in 4K tomorrow. So we film in 4K, we deliver our videos in 4K, unless they're just so long. We've had some ceremonies that have been 30 and 40 minutes long that at 4K are 12 and 15 gigs at the lowest we can get it. Now that H.265 is a thing, that certainly helps, but it's usually not enough for a 30 or 40 minute ceremony to get it down. And even then, I like to deliver the actual files so you have those for your keepsake, and then we also upload to YouTube. Services like Vimeo do a really good job of converting the footage and making the file sizes smaller without destroying the quality. But I like to make sure you have the original files And then we also put them on YouTube as well, so that they're available forever, or as long as the world is good and we have internet and YouTube's a thing. So that's kind of our process. I'm really just talking to make sure this audio is solid for the duration of this test stream. I've walked all the way around the house. I've even stepped outside at one point, and everything feels nice and good. You are the 6th wedding in our queue this season. We are currently on about a 4-week turnaround time, with some hitting into that 5-week mark, but most of ours at this point are going to be delivered in 4 weeks. So we've got 2 going out next week, 1 going out the following week after that. I currently have 2.5 technically in my cull queue. So our process is I cull the footage after the wedding, get it ready to be edited into the videos, and then once we have all that footage culled, we send it to one of my 2 editors, Jamie and Brittany. They do a killer job. Brittany will be with me tomorrow. She is my main second shooter. She also heads up my second team. She also is the lead photographer for my other brand of wedding photo and film, which is Moment Visuals. She'll be with me tomorrow, as well as Jared. Jared McNair will be manning the live stream. You may have seen Jared at Springwell a year ago or 2. He was the communications director over there from 2015 to, I think it was 2016 to last year, December of 2020. So you may have seen him at Springwell every now and then. So, I mean, I feel good about this. We are at the hour and 8-minute mark. We are live on YouTube for 43 minutes. Super solid streaming quality here. 7 gigabits up, 7.2 gigabits up. All over mobile data. And you really only need 4.5 up to get a pretty solid 1080p stream on YouTube. So I feel really good about it. The last thing I need to do is just test the wireless, and I will do that separately. Wireless HDMI, that is. We have a couple of Hollyland wireless HDMI extenders, and we leave one in the case powered, hooked up to our 3rd HDMI input. And then the other one just has a hot shoe mount. It goes right on top of my camera, on top of the gimbal. Plug that in via HDMI, and it's good to go. I can record on my camera, and it sends the video straight to the live stream. Super, super convenient. The very first time we did this years ago, when I got my... It doesn't do it with my newer cameras. They're a little more powerful as far as the processing in them, but some of my older cameras weren't able to record in 4K and output an image on the back of the screen if you have the HDMI outputting video as well. So remember the first time we did that, I set it up and it would work when you weren't recording, but as soon as you press the record button, it killed the image on the back of the screen of the camera, and I ended up having to pull the feed from YouTube to use in the video because I couldn't record on the camera. Brittany's calling. Hello. Hang on.